Oh, how are we doing here tonight? Ooh. Oh, this is the most intimidating part of all, I have to say. Hey everyone. Hey, I just wanted to do a quick video tonight on a couple things. First thing was, the reason I'm doing this is because, let's put it this way. A long time ago, I promised myself that by the time I turned 40, I would run a marathon. And, but the thought of it scared me. Next thing I knew, I was 39 years old and I still hadn't run a marathon, because the thoughts of running a marathon really didn't entice me. It just seemed like a bad thing to do. I was scared, right? And so what I did was, I read this book by Dean Karnazes called, I think, Ultra Marathon Man. And he talked about running 50 marathons in 50 days in 50 different states. So that made me feel a whole lot better about running a single marathon. I thought, well, if this guy can do, 50 marathons in 50 days, I can certainly do one marathon. So it kind of inspired me. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if I can inspire one person out there to start taking cold showers, just for the sake of feeling alert and boosting your immune system, which are two things we know scientifically cold exposure does, then I've done my job. The second thing is, I wanted to say, if I breathe like this, and I want you to try this if you want, you don't have to, but if you want to try it. So if I breathe like this, even if I'm feeling warm and comfortable, I automatically feel panicked. So what I've noticed with the cold baths is that if I breathe really slowly and just think about my breath and pretend I'm hiding in a closet, I'm a kid again, and I'm playing hide and seek with friends, and I'm hiding in a closet, and I don't want anyone to hear me breathe. If I slow my breathing down like that, it makes a world of difference. It's incredible. So when I'm at a traffic light and the person in front of me is driving poorly, or if I'm frustrated at something that I saw, all I do is I think, if I was in an ice bath and I breathe like this, the stress would seem better. And it actually works, but you don't feel it work until you get in an ice bath, and then it really illustrates how well it works. So that's another thing I've learned. And then one other last thing I want to leave with you is, you don't have to do an ice bath. I've done cold showers since 2017, and I started out with 20 seconds, probably lukewarm or tepid. And then I went a little cooler and a little colder, and then it became a challenge. So when we go to a hotel now, I wonder how cold that shower is, and how long can I stay in that shower? There's some hotels that you wouldn't think the shower would be that cold, but it ends up being like brutal. So it's a fun game, but I think at the end of the day, the reason I do it is because it's a fun experiment to do with yourself, and I want to see how my body reacts. And I find that it's also spread into other parts of my life, where things that maybe I didn't want to try before seem easier to try because I've tried this ice bath thing, which I think, let's admit, it's a scary thing. Like it triggers some sort of primordial response in us, and I'm just saying this judging on my own feelings about it, and also the responses I get from people online. Of all the posts I do, I think the ones I do about bathing in ice seem to get the most response. So, and now I'm starting to shiver, which is good, because I'm activating my brown adipose tissue. But if I come back to my breath, it's a little bit more tolerable, and I can pull the pin anytime. Just knowing that really helps. And here's the last thing that people don't say about cold exposures. When you get out of a cold bath, check my heart rate. it's 62. The surrounding temperature feels way warmer. So even if you take a cold shower, if the room's cold, if the bathroom's cold, when you get out, it feels warm. So I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks for watching. Try a cold shower, honestly. Makes you feel great. Good night.